Tupac investigation. I don't know if you guys recently seen that. The Las Vegas PD, they've recently reopened the whole Tupac investigation. Um, they I don't know if well, this guy named Keefe D. He's a or former member of the Crips. He I don't know if you guys watched a lot of interviews about Tupac, but he supposedly was in the car with the dude. He was I think he said he was driving the car that had the dude in it that shot Tupac that night in Vegas in 1996. So yeah, you can Keefe D. Check it out on YouTube. He does interviews with Vlad TV, the Art of Dialogue, and he's openly talked about like he was riding in the car when next to Tupac when they got shot. He was there. He was driving the car, with the shooter, and so last week the police reopened the investigation, and I guess they're looking for something. I don't know. I thought he already had a deal with the FBI or whatever, because he's been saying this for years. It's not like he just did this interview. He talked about this years ago. So I figured he must have had some immunity or whatever. But apparently they raided his house. They had a search warrant, and who knows what they're looking for. Yeah, who knows what they're looking for? I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what could you be looking for after all these years? It's been 27 years. It's been 27 years, man. I mean, look, and I mean, part of me does want Tupac to get justice. If what he's saying is true. I honestly think they coming after Diddy, because Diddy was involved with the Crips back in the day. So I think they're trying to get some evidence to pin Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, because P Diddy, he's really about that life. He says P Diddy be out there, man. Puffy's a wild boy. He's into some pretty wild stuff. I don't want to spread any rumors, but Diddy was involved with a lot of stuff, good or a lot of bad stuff back in the day. Probably still is, but especially around that gang culture and stuff, Diddy's hands was in a lot of things back in that day. So this Keefe D guy, he's claimed to have done security for Puffy back in the day in the 90s. He was even at the Vibe party where Biggie got killed, some Crips, Keefe D and some of the Crips. So Diddy had these kind of people around him, and so in my opinion, I've always thought, Diddy had something to do with indirectly or directly with Pac and Biggie's murder. So look, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just going to flat out say, I think the Puff Daddy indirectly or directly has something to do with the murders of Tupac and Biggie. There, I said it. Okay? So maybe, look, and I think Puffy's on borrowed time. I mean, because when you look at it, how's everyone, Suge Knight, Tupac gone, Biggie gone, Suge Knight, how he the only person clean? Ain't got nothing on him, just out here dancing. Every breath I take, every move I make, I'll be watching you. You know what I mean? Out here, saying his career blows up after everyone's dead. I don't know, man. I feel like so maybe Diddy's been on borrowed time, and they like, oh man, we coming for you now, Diddy. So I don't know, because why is all this coming out 27 years later? I don't know. Like I said, don't shoot the messenger, man. I'm just here, I'm just here giving you what I got. Giving you what I got, man. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're still trying to investigate, or still searching his house, Keefe D's house. I'm not sure if they're still doing all that, but hey, we'll keep an eye on that as well. Let's see what else is going on, man. The Bay